Welcome to The Uncanny Lens, where we are exploring self-concept reflections in pop culture and media. I'm your co-host, Jinx.
And I'm Minx. And this week, I'm going to be leading the discussion around our media mindset. So we decided to kind of mix things up this week and do a little bit of a shorter episode and not go too deeply into one piece of media or one topic, but we're going to each just kind of go into what we've been experiencing on a little bit of a deeper level with all of you. And at the end, what we're going to be doing is encouraging you to do the same with your friends and family that you're probably going to be gathering with soon. So, Jinx, do you want to just give your update of your media mindset this week and what you've been watching, reading, listening to?
Yes, thank you so much for asking. So, I have a lot of things that I'm really excited about. First of all, I'm excited about this book that I just started reading called The Courage to Be Disliked. And I love the way that it's already helping me think differently. It's already giving me a new perspective. It's already changing the way that I'm interacting with my world around me. Like, happened instantaneously. I love it. It was sort of like it bitch slapped me, you know what I mean? And I really kind of needed it because this has been a really hard week for me. And I was completely off of my normal routine of what I do for just maintaining my mindset, not only just around media, but just in general. And this book has really helped me get back on track immediately. Like, it changed my whole day instantly as soon as I started reading it. So I'm really excited about that. The other thing that I really have enjoyed this week was on social media. I have enjoyed watching all of the videos of Macaulay Culkin
being celebrated. Yes!
Oh my God. And giving his speech around receiving his star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. I had no idea it was happening. And so now just going through and watching all the videos and just seeing how handsome he looks, and he looks so dapper in his suit, and his wife Brenda just looks absolutely gorgeous, and they look so happy, and their children are there, and everybody's celebrating him. And Catherine O'Hara was there to celebrate as well. Yeah. Oh my gosh. It was just so beautiful to watch. And it just really filled my heart with so much joy to see him being celebrated after what so many young, and what so many young stars seem to go through, right? Growing up in Hollywood. So it just, it felt really, really good in my heart to see that. And I really hope that it feels just as good to him and his family right now as they're experiencing all of this.
Yeah.
And lastly, what I'm really excited to talk about is, I'm getting chills just like knowing that it's getting ready to come out of my mouth. We're so excited. The Doctor Who specials are finally here. 60th anniversary.
Amazing.
We have David Tennant back. We have fucking Catherine Tate back. And we have the Doctor and Donna Noble. And what did she say? They were Donna Doctor, Dr. Donna.
Yeah, Dr. Donna. Yep.
I'm just so excited. The first 2 episodes were just so much fun, and I loved them so much. And again, just bringing so much joy. I felt almost like I was a Time Lord and time traveling a little bit to be back in this energy with these 2 characters, and to just see everything that we've always loved about them still being there while we get to experience these new things. And I particularly enjoyed the first episode in this special because it was not what I was expecting. And it was so fucking cool. It was so just
cool. The end was amazing.
Seeing the representation that we saw and seeing how it was weaved into the story in such a beautiful way was just absolutely magnificent. Yeah. And I just felt this connection to a community that I haven't felt connected to in a while. Yeah. And I was just so, so happy.
Oh my gosh.
And I know you've been watching them too. So
yeah. Well, it's so funny because one of the scenes is in front of this cyborg shop in Camden Town in London that I've been to. And so I've spent a lot of time in London because I've had family and friends there. And so just being able to see where the things were filmed and, it's always so much fun watching Doctor Who. And in anticipation of the newest Doctor, Ncuti Gatwa is going to be the next to play the Doctor and the first person of color to do so. And I love this actor so much in Sex Education and I'm like so excited to see what he brings to this role, which is such
Mm,
a dynamic and fun role, you know?
yeah.
Yeah, so I get chills thinking about it too. Samesies. I'm so excited just for that. It's just I'm like really diving into a lot of sci-fi and like fairy tale stuff lately in my media habits and
Yeah, tell me what's going
yeah.
on in your media mindset
Oh,
right now
well,
then.
thank you for asking.
Fill me in.
I finished Fairy Tale by Stephen King last week, and that's still like kind of percolating. Like I just, I'm having fun reading like these older fairy tales to my child too, which is really fun. Like she's kind of at the age where she's starting to be able to go through longer books and stories. So that's been really fun introducing her to some of these like traditional fairy tales and whatnot. But I also started reading The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, which has like kind of sci-fi fairy tale-esque ness
Yes.
about it with like a witchy vibes, and that has been so
Mm-hmm.
fun to see, like experience this world of traveling through time and space with a woman from like the 16th century France, you know? And it kind of, balances back and forth. It goes back and forth between like her past life, like going through all of these different spaces, like places and the historical things that were happening then. I absolutely am such a history buff and I love historical fiction. So this like is a genre blending novel that talks about history in a really unique way, but in that it's also like, kind of sci-fi futuristic, like fairy tale-esque genre as well. So
Well, it's
that's been
super
so
cool.
fun. I
You
know,
have
I'm
this like
really
time
loving
travel
it.
theme going
I
on with a
know, I
lot of your
totally
media right
do.
now.
Time and space. And yeah, it's been just really a joy. And the intimacy of those characters, it's really well done. It's really well written. It feels poetic when I read it. I think of one of my best friends. She's a blossoming author. Adra, if you're out there, I'm talking about you.
Hi,
Um,
Adra.
and yeah, I'm just having so much fun with that. I'm trying to think what else I've been. Oh, Julia, the
Oh,
new season of
yes.
Julia. I just watched the most recent episode today, and I love that character so, 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 so much. She just fills me with so much joy. Again, I love like period pieces and like anything historical. I, studied history in a past life when I was a student, and that was like always my favorite class was, history and geography. So, yeah, it's just bringing up a
Hmm.
lot of those like interests, and curiosities within me. So I'm having a lot of fun with the content that I've been diving into. And it's interesting getting away from, I was like really obsessed with murder mystery for a very long time
Yes.
and kind of moving my track, not completely off of that. I still do like my Agatha Christie every once in a while, but not just kind of only looking at those types of stories, but blending in other elements as well has just brought in another level of complexity and excitement in my life, So anyway, it just feels like the season to feel magic. And
Mm.
yeah. Yeah, so that's kind of where we want to invite you to be doing the same thing. And
You as in our
our
listeners.
listeners, exactly. Thank you for specifying. This week, we're kind of hoping that, I know that a lot of people are going to holiday parties and doing dinners with friends and meeting up with family. And in my life, at least, I've noticed that a topic that seems to be like an easy thing to talk about in potentially stressful situations is, what are you watching? What are you reading? What are you, these are questions that don't feel like they necessarily will trigger, you know, big
Mhm.
topics of like depth and like, you know, potential conflict, right? Erupting
I mean, I
out of
guess it
them.
depends on what the answer
This
could
is
be,
true.
but
This is true. Yeah. If we're just talking about, okay, I've been watching Fox News on a loop for,
right. That could lead to
three, 5 years,
some
that's
different
going to be, yeah,
conversations, right?
exactly, exactly. But, with a lighthearted and open mindedness that we want to invite you to be asking these questions with your relatives and friends and start thinking about it in a different way when you're talking about these things. So how might you be relating to the characters that you are watching go through these scenarios, and how can you maybe apply these things to your own life, and asking the same questions of the people that you're around. So that's kind of what we're inviting you to do this week. Anything else, Jinx?
Well, I would just add that another thing I really like to ask that can be less triggering, like maybe if the media question doesn't work out for you because
Mm-hmm.
of the type of media you might get a response about, I like to ask what's new and exciting in your life. It's
Oh,
it's
that's
my favorite
beautiful.
question to ask somebody because
Yeah.
almost everybody has something that they would like to share, even if it is
Yeah.
like, "Oh, I just got this new book." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I
Mm-hmm.
think that that's a really good question to try out if that's not one that you've asked before. Instead of "How are you?"
Mm-hmm.
What's new and exciting in your life right now?
Oh, that's beautiful. Yeah. Wonderful. Well, thank you all for tuning in. I know that this was kind of a short week where, we've got a lot of really exciting longer episodes coming out very soon.
We have some special
Some that I
guests.
am really, really, yeah, really stoked about.
Until then, please follow, subscribe, rate, like, review, share, and do all of the things to support us. We really, really appreciate that. And if you are listening on Spotify, we invite you to interact with our polls and questions.
Thank you so much.
Keep creating your favorite version of yourself and working on your self concept. And remember to revel on.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.